Hey, I'm Adam Jusko from Adam Answers, where we answer the most burning and not so burning questions of the day. In this video, what is up with the murder hornets? Where are they in the US? What are they exactly? Are they dangerous to you? Could they actually kill a human? That's what we're going to talk about. But before we do, I want to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So these murder hornets are now in the US. They technically are called the giant Asian hornet, and they can get up to 2 inches long, which is pretty long, and they have a stinger that can get up to a ½ inch, but even more so, they also have these super sharp scissor-like mandibles that can do a ton of damage as well. So as I make this video, the murder hornets have made their way into the United States. So far, they are only in Washington State. There's an all-out effort to get rid of them, not just because they are scary to look at or because they could sting you, but because they can eradicate very large populations of honeybees in a very short time. Basically, it doesn't take very many of them to go into a huge hive of honeybees and use those mandibles and cut the bees' heads off. So there can be like 15 or 20 of these can go into a huge hive of thousands of bees and make quick work of them. And so obviously that is something that means it wouldn't take too many of them if they spread across the country to really decimate the honeybee population. Now, the murder hornet is generally known to come from Japan, although sometimes it is found in other countries in that same part of the world as well. Now, in Japan, obviously, if you have these hornets, do they have bees? Yes, but they have a different kind of bee. So these Japanese bees have actually figured out how to fight off the hornets and what they do. And there is some crazy video of this is they will go after a hornet if it gets near to their hive, and they will cover it up, basically create a ball around it, and they will vibrate their wings to generate heat and essentially cook the thing alive, and then that is how they kill them off. However, that is in Japan. Here in the US, our honeybees are different. They are European honeybees, and they do not know this hornet because they have not had to deal with it before, so they do not know this behavior. So they sound pretty scary, but as an interesting side note, in Japan in the past, and sometimes still in the present, people will actually go and hunt down these murder hornets and try to take them dead or alive, because in some cases they will eat them, and in other cases they will take the live ones and actually drown them in alcohol, and people will drink that alcohol because the venom from the hornet goes into the alcohol and gives it a little extra kick. So obviously, even though they are dangerous, they aren't necessarily that dangerous to everyone, right? Or people wouldn't be drinking alcohol with them inside of them. So just how dangerous are they? Could a murder hornet kill you? So you may have seen this crazy video of a single hornet killing a mouse, and it is just like relentless. It goes after it and stings it and stings it and stings it. It is a brutal video, which of course I'll link to in the description if you want to check it out. So obviously they have some real power, but we are a lot bigger than a mouse. However, in the past, there have been times where swarms of these giant murderous hornets have killed people. Back in 2013, there was a report in China of over 40 people being killed. They say from various reports that it's estimated about 50 people per year in Japan do die from these, but of course sometimes people die in the US from honeybee stings because they are allergic to them. So it's not often that you have massive swarms that are killing people. It's probably more often that you have allergic reactions to them, but it is possible, and there are times if you came upon them when there are many of them together, they could be very dangerous. And by the way, if you want to see the aftermath of one of these stings, check out the Coyote Peterson video. I'll put a link to it in the description. He actually let one sting him, and then you can see the aftermath. So for the most part, the murder hornet is more of a danger to our honeybee population than it is necessarily a danger to all of us right now, still in Washington, but they're trying to eradicate it before it makes its way across the rest of the US, because we see what happens when something starts in Washington, a foreign invader, that then ends up in the rest of the country, right? So that is where we're at right now, trying to get rid of it before it can get a foothold. So that's it for this video. Are you worried about the murder hornets? Put it in the comments below. And again, I would ask you to subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, we'll see you again soon.